It is the match of the day. Everyone sit down and buckle up because the Pittsburgh Knights are on the field and they're taking on the best team in North America at the moment, NRG. James, what is going to happen? What are we about to see?
How am I supposed to know, man?
You're supposed to be the smart guy.
I've been predicting that Knights would. I predicted that G2 would beat the Knights last week, and they 3-0'd them. I still have NRG here, but the Knights have just been going around to everybody's door, knocking on them, and as soon as they answer, taking them out.
Yeah.
So G2, they've been taken down. Cloud9 has been taken down. The Knights now have NRG on the menu, and I'm worried. I think that the Knights could very easily get the win here.
And I don't know, maybe I'm worried too. For the Knights, this is a humongous game. Not only does it mean that they take down NRG, but like Gibbs said, there are a lot of implications moving on later on in the season as we move closer to the regional championships for that 1 and 2 spot.
Yes.
The Knights are absolutely in contention right now.
And it has never been more important in North America. You look at all of those teams, it doesn't matter where you finish. Every team is going to have a hard path ahead to get to the World Championship unless you finish top 2. Number 1 and 2 automatically going to be going to the World Championship. So those spots more important and more valuable than ever.
And it's really tough to pick this match in particular because on one hand, you have NRG who are just so strong, but then you have the Knights that have just crazy potential to pop off, and they've already beaten 2 of the big 3. So it's like,
there's no such thing as the big 3 anymore.
Exactly. They're dead.
They killed them.
And it was the Knights.
they were the ones who did it.
So can they do it one more time, or does NRG cement themselves as the best in North America? And a missed touch off the back wall is not how you start if you're NRG. The Knights on the board.
This one, it wasn't a very good kickoff, and then 2, Turbo just misreads it. Now, like you said, Corelli, not how you want to start if you're NRG.
You really can't afford freebies to the Pittsburgh Knights. And a missed touch from Turbo there. Gives it to him. Justin now gets a flip, and Gyro read that one nicely. Garrett's there. And looking for a second touch. Can't do it. So we get into the first game here with the Knights already up by 1. And this one thrown off the back wall. Tough save for Justin. Doesn't get the touch. Retals was there. And he's been the first man downfield for the Pittsburgh Knights so many times. So strong, so quick.
Because he has Mist backing him up. Mist will sit in the back. He's not afraid to just sit back there and then challenge the balls as they come in. That allows Retals to be so up front and go for those demos. And he is a player that does like to get those. We've seen the Pittsburgh Knights dismantle their opponents through aggression on the goal line.
They like scoring too as well. Third behind Chicago and Justin. So the company that he's with in the shooting department, the scoring department, are legendary. He's right there next to him. This one coming off the back wall, missed. Deals with it quite nicely.
But Gyro had jumped as well. So a double commit, although Mist had it under control, the communication not necessarily there.
Mist forced this one to clear to his right, and NRG were all over it. And NRG are some of the best at reading the game and capitalizing on your mistakes or forcing you into a mistake. And here's one that goes straight to Turbo. He's got full boost, looking for a second touch, gets it down to Justin and turned away by Mist. Garrett to keep it going for NRG. Turbo off the back wall, Mist there to clear it, but it's not up and away. It's to the side, and NRG still pressing on. Turbo.
NRG doing what G2 was able to do for a little bit, keep control, keep possession, but against G2, the Knights were still able to break out and find those moments of counterattack. But things are looking good for NRG so far, keeping the pressure on, but see if they can convert.
Garrett didn't get the touch he wanted there, and Turbo plays this one straight into the defense. Here's Justin, met by Mist, and that's an important thing you have to do if you play NRG. You've got to slow down Justin. When he goes up and carries that ball, you got to get in front of him, and Retals almost able to find that one off the back wall. Here's Justin again, constantly coming off the ceiling and landing on the ball. Makes it so tough for a defender to make a decision. If you're not there immediately, you're forced to go into a 50 with him.
And surprisingly, Justin is the player that's the most back for NRG. And you look at his scoring, and that seems contradictory, but what Justin is so good at is staying behind the ball, getting airborne, getting behind the ball, going for those flip resets, going for those air dribbles, making players miss. He's just an expert at that, but he also is so strong on defense.
Good first touch there from Turbo. And speaking of defense, the Knights holding up well. They felt the most pressure here against, and Garrett, what a shot coming off the side wall.
What can he do against this? Gyro tries to pop it up, but Garrett, that double tap, look how hard he hits this top shelf.
Wow, what a response from NRG.
The solo play.
And as soon as I credit the defense of the Pittsburgh Knights to stay in there, Garrett comes through, and that's a tough one to defend. I don't care who you are.
You're going to have 4 players on the field. They still wouldn't have stopped that.
And Gyro now for the Knights. Gets a second touch. Don't think anyone expected that.
Garrett was getting ready to go for a counterattack. That definitely slowed him down.
Missed. Can't get a hold of it. Justin trying to play it across. Here's Gyro. Stopped up by Turbo, and the Knights keep going to the right corner, and NRG are there every single time. It's Garrett now. Missed again to the right corner. It's over to Retals this time. They got to pass out. Retals doesn't get the second touch, though. Does get the challenge. Tie game with a minute left. Close game so far. Here's Gyro off the back wall. No follow-up there from the Knights. They've been playing pretty far back, and Retals gets demoed, so that throws down the offense. Justin, back to Turbo. Turbo can't get a hold of it. It was a little bit behind him. Retals opts to go over Garrett. Justin was there. Coming up on 30 seconds left. Retals bumps Turbo out of the way. This one's going to crawl into the net for the Knights. They can't get back, and NRG give up a second one.
I was getting ready to say, where's the aggression from Retals? And then he bumps Turbo, who just jumped, and the ball just plop, plop, boom.
And that's exactly how to describe that goal from Gyro.
NRG had all the pressure, but you can never leave someone alone on the back line, not against the Pittsburgh Knights. NRG getting ready to go upfield because Turbo was in a position to make that hit, but that bump from Retals was absolutely savage.
Gyro. The Knights looking to just keep possession in the final third, but Garrett pass over to Justin. Justin looking for Turbo. Back to Justin. NRG, the passing play works out. They do get into the corner. 5 seconds left. They got to put something together here. Garrett's got it. Can NRG do a late goal tie equalizer here? Missed. It's over to Retals. Maybe it's the Pittsburgh Knights. Retals drops it in, and how about it? A 3-1 victory for the Pittsburgh Knights.
4 shots, 3 goals, and Retals with the late step-up performance. It was a quiet game from Retals for a majority of the time, but at the end, he really cranked it up.
He cranked it up. The Knights and NRG only their 3rd game loss this season. The NRG was 12-2 coming into this series. They are now 12-3.
And that game, the Knights were stuck in their half so much. We saw the kickoff goal mistake from Turbo. That was how this game started. So it already got off on a rough foot for NRG. But then they started to figure things out. And they got that really good goal from Garrett, who had the double tap, and they had good pressure in the zone. But you can't allow the Knights to take advantage of that back player, that 3rd player line. Retals, he's always, you know what he's doing. You know what he's up to. Turbo lost track of him, and Retals, we saw it coming. We saw it coming. He just bumps Turbo right out of the way. There was no one close, and that slow bouncer, 23 miles per hour, just bounces right into the net. And then the counterattack as well at 0 seconds. The Knights, they're the real deal. You can't count them out.
You definitely can't. And while it was a very controlled game by NRG, the Knights, you look at the scoreline, you say, wow, the Knights came out and really slapped them here in the first game. But really, it was a lot of control from NRG in the final third. The Knights felt a lot of pressure.
Certainly.
They had to deal with it, and they did perfectly here.
In terms of possession, NRG had that check marks in their favor. The Knights just had those few moments. 1, the miss from Turbo. 2, Turbo getting bumped by Retals in the final seconds. And then 3 was that 0-second goal that NRG was just overextended.
And we really didn't see that typical Knights play style. It came out with that goal on the bump, but for the most part, NRG's control of the game shut down a lot of what the Knights like to do, and that's in-your-face, aggressive play style bumps. The physicality, Retals being the first man downfield and setting up his teammates. Here's Justin looking for the back wall. The second touch, he can't get there, and Retals.
That was interesting. Instead of going for the double tap, he just went straight for the ground. I think he might have thought that somebody was going to deny that. It seemed like he might have had enough boost to keep going for the double tap.
Turbo, weak lob towards the net. Garrett, a missed touch, and oh no for NRG. Another one with no one back.
And misses from NRG, just mistakes. You see Garrett backflipping there, not getting even a piece of the ball. And Retals just walks it in. A free goal.
Yeah, what can you say? A missed touch, a mistake. And this one's going to be popped up by Turbo. Dangerous. Gyro's there, drops it in, and Pittsburgh Knights up by 2.
And this is kicking them when they're down. Right off kickoff, Turbo couldn't get it to the corner. Gyro beating Justin to it and strikes it home. Another kickoff goal for the Knights.
And it's mistakes from NRG right now. It's really nothing more than that. A lot of mistakes are coming out, poor touches, and of course, Pittsburgh Knights are so fast, they're going to be there to capitalize.
The Knights are in their head at this point, and Turbo again missing.
Here's Gyro. Now missed. He's just throwing it to the NRG corner. No one was there. Turbo plays it out to the mid. Retals is there. This one lobbed. Justin drops it down. A little confusion there from NRG, and Retals, a demo comes out. Retals trying to get a second touch. NRG are able to break out, but it hasn't been pretty for them on the defensive end.
And you can see Gyro even dodging that demo attempt from Garrett. The Knights playing smart. It's not over just yet, but NRG is looking flat, and the Knights not giving them any breathing space.
NRG looking to respond back here. They are keeping the Knights locked in for now. And that's a poor clear from Retals. Follow-up there is from Justin, and the 50 goes in favor of Retals. Justin gets one touch. This one comes out to the middle. Garrett's there, almost able to punish. Now Turbo. He can't do much with it. Garrett does get the demo on Retals, and they've been doing a good job of keeping him locked down and miss. Cheats forward just a little bit too far.
Garrett sniped this corner. You could tell that the defender wasn't expecting it. Mist was not expecting that shot to sneak by.
Well, you saw he drove up just a little bit, and then he's like, oh, he shot. And he can't get back to that one. He was too far gone at that point.
NRG absolutely need this one. Garrett trying to get multiple bumps. Seeing Retals on the respawn. Retals jumped out of the way, was still able to get that boost. Smart play from Retals. His head was on a swivel.
And this one dangerous. But NRG, they've responded well, and I've noticed Garrett been that first man downfield. He's also been rotating through the defense of the Pittsburgh Knights, being in front of them, trying to get a bump, a demo, something to slow down the Knights. Justin, shot, back post. It's going to crawl in for NRG, and it's tied up.
The precision shooting from NRG is their saving grace. Justin jumping up, coming across his body for the shot. That is so difficult. He was going left to right, and then still managed to put that ball right to left, far post. Zero room for error on that, or zero room for error on that shot.
And NRG, almost a third one. It does go in for Justin, and NRG scored 3 straight.
Off kickoff, this is finally going right. And you saw Mist and Gyro actually ran into each other in net. They bumped each other, and that put them out of position and gave that opening, and still it was a difficult shot to find.
3 goals in 50 seconds for NRG, and they're still pressing on. Justin in the face of Retals. The Knights have slowed down here. flick from Retals, saved away by Justin. Retals bumps Garrett. Double demo on Mist and Turbo. Here's Gyro doing work in the corner here, but can't get past Garrett.
And great power on that clear Garrett. His hits, he somehow manages to find power that surprises defenders multiple times. And now getting that demo, you've been calling it out. He's rotating through that back line, looking for the demos, giving the Knights a taste of their own medicine.
And it has paid off. He's slowed down the defense of the Knights. He's made it tough. He's made them hesitate. And that speed has been so important. Here's Retals off the back wall.
A miss.
Gyro has to go over. Looking for Mist. He's there. The touch missed there. 2 go now from the Knights, and Garrett and NRG on the counter. Turbo throws it downfield. There's nobody back. And it's a 4-2 game for NRG.
And again, look at the power. Garrett's at a standstill, times his flip perfectly to get that ball over to Turbo. And Turbo, the long range of missile.
He's dancing. He's back and forth dancing.
I don't know if he should be dancing after that game 1 miss.
Yeah.
That was,
yeah, you definitely.
But you love to see it. Turbo's such a character. And NRG, had they lost this game, it would have been upset alert for sure. And Retals again going after Garrett in the net. That 1-goal lead never safe against the Knights. Retals getting some last-second aggression in, but NRG will lock this one up.
And something's changed in Game 2. And the Knights haven't been able to figure it out with NRG. And I think a lot of it has to be credited to Garrett and overall the bumps coming out from NRG, even on the defensive half of the Pittsburgh Knights. It's just that minor threat of a bump, of a demo, that hesitation that comes out that slows down the Knights just enough to where they can't play their game. And we did not see their game here in Game 2.
They're keeping the Knights locked down on their back half. And NRG, for the most part, is doing a good job of dodging demos as we take a look at some of these goals. And you see Gyro even got a piece of that ball. But Justin roaring in. And you watch the bump. Gyro and Mist, boom, run into each other.
Oh, man. And it was close there for the Knights, even with the bump.
Yeah, Justin had to still dunk that in. It wasn't an easy shot.
It was coming out, and for NRG, though, what a response in the back half of that game. I said it earlier, 3 goals in 50 seconds or so, and then 1 more to top it all off. They're able to score. They only scored 1, remember, in the first game. Now they're putting up shots, they're putting on pressure, and they're using that control in the final third that they had in the first game to put away shots, and that's the most important thing for NRG. They have huge threats on this team between Garrett and Justin in particular.
Yes.
And they finally
the shots were out of this world, Corelli.
Yeah.
The Justin shot across his body, far post, with enough power to still get past the defense. We saw Garrett thread the needle as well. That near post pass missed, I believe it was. So NRG, can they keep that level of shooting up? That is such a hard thing to do because those shots, 1 in 100.
You get things kicked off or maybe not.
And you can, looks like we're going to pause the game here as we get confirmation on the issue.
Turbo's still dancing. That was what it was.
Yeah.
That's the official
showstopper.
The official word. He's a showstopper. But yeah, we'll get things figured out. We'll let you know as soon as possible. So for NRG and Pittsburgh Knights, a 1-1 series so far. Game 1, Pittsburgh Knights capitalized on a lot of mistakes. That back half of Game 2 is when NRG, I felt like, came.
They certainly started to perform, but even in Game 2, they also had some mistakes. You saw the misflip from Garrett where he just whiffed at midfield and that left the net wide open to just get dribbled in. And we've even seen Retals be trying to go back to his playbook of getting the demos, getting the bumps, but it just hasn't been working as well.
And he's been the one who's been demoed quite a bit on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights. He's been targeted, and it's because of the threat from Retals. He's always been that first man downfield for the Knights to find a little bit of time, a little bit of control, the space. He always seems to be able to take it, and it's been one of the biggest reasons why the Knights have been so successful. It's been Retals on offense, and if you can shut him down, you shut down a lot that the Knights have to offer.
If you can figure out how to avoid Retals, especially when he's going in for those bumps and demos. We saw that play a big factor in game number 1 when he bumped Turbo out of the way and the ball ended up just bouncing in. If you can find a way to counter that, you can get away from what makes the Pittsburgh Knights so successful. But no one's really been able to figure out how to do that successfully. But NRG, they appear to have been, they appear to be on the right track.
Yeah. It seems that, again, I think in that back half of that game is when they really were like, okay, we're here to play. We're awake. We're ready to go. And for NRG, it looks like full speed ahead after the second half of Game 2. See if they can do it in Game 3 as well, because remember, the Knights, they can just pop off at any moment. It's really game to game with the Knights. It doesn't feel like a momentum thing. It's just like, what are the Knights going to do in this game in particular? So I'm interested to see, can the Knights react after going down 4-2 in Game 2?
And we're going to get the players in just a moment, just taking care of a few things to make sure the match goes smoothly. So we'll get that action coming up soon, as the players will be joining up. And one thing I want to point out, too, that I really like is all of the titles that the players are using. On NRG, you have Season 5 World Champion for Turbo, Rocket League Summit Champion for GarrettG, and Justin is using Ball Chaser.
Of course. Why not? And
just the good old standard Ball Chaser title.
And I see Gyro's using the Dream Hack, and Retals using the Challenger, the Rival Series tag. So you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's a good
At this point,
mix. And this series has everything as well.
It's got a lot. We're only 2 games in a 1-1 series, so we got a couple more games to go. I'm excited to see what happens here because, again, implications for this match are huge. You talk about Pittsburgh Knights taking down all of Big 3. This is the last big monster of North America, and you are toe-in-toe with them right now. So for the Pittsburgh Knights, you're in a great spot. Even if a bad Game 2 goes through, you're still in a great spot.
And we're getting right back into the action. The players have joined up, so we'll have Game 3 underway in just a moment. Game 1 went to Pittsburgh Knights. Game 2, NRG finally started to hit their stride. Game 3, we'll see who takes it.
See if we can find out who takes the lead in the series. GarrettG. Retals gets bumped out of the way, sent to the moon there. Missed. Garrett cuts it off. Second touch, and one more. Couldn't get past Gyro. Here's Retals. Can't get the touch, so missed off his back wall will. NRG showing that control again, this side-to-side movement. You can see NRG always tracking it from the midfield line. And they do this to everyone. That's why everyone points to NRG to be such a strong team to capitalize on mistakes, because one mistouch and NRG are there. Here's Retals. Justin forced to turn that one away. The demo came out, so it opened up a little bit of space for the shot. Retals again. You can see the bump going on from the Pittsburgh Knights as well, and Retals almost caressed that one into the net.
He was trying to kill it down. Pittsburgh Knights doing to NRG what they did to Cloud9. GarrettG finally getting some boost, but he's way at the midfield. A demo from Gyro.
Garrett now missed, just blocking everything from NRG, and a big clear comes out from Turbo, gets some breathing room. Retals now missed, buys a little bit of time. Tries to go past the last defender, can't do it.
And he almost was in a position to get the dunk. I like the creativity from Mist.
It's Garrett. That back wall kept clean on the Pittsburgh Knights side. Retals. The NRG side, and Turbo couldn't do much with it. Mist gets thrown into the NRG box. It comes across from Gyro, but cut out by Garrett. The Knights threatening here. 2 minutes in. Gyro over to Retals. Retals off the ceiling down to Gyro, and he couldn't get the touch past the defender. Turbo clears it downfield. Back and forth between these two teams. One mistake is going to separate them at this point, as nobody can crack each other's defenses.
Mist been doing a good job of getting quality clears. The player that's most backed.
Uh-oh, there it is.
The demo!
It's just the demo. The one mistake, you talked about it, and Retals poaching the top of the box takes it home.
You can never have a moment where you let those players get away from you. Turbo, he has been the victim quite a few times now. You have to keep your head on a swivel. Otherwise, the Pittsburgh Knights will punch you in the mouth.
When the game has become so consistent, it is those bumps, it is those demos that opens up opportunity. And the Knights have been so good at doing that for the last couple months. So a 1-0 lead halfway through Game 3. Here's Retals. Gets a flip, can't get the touch. Now Garrett. Turbo gets a demo.
Turbo's mad.
And maybe a second touch. He's got the boost to do it. It's not on target. Turbo takes this one across. Lots of space here. Lets it go for Garrett, who picks this one up, but he can't get it all the way across. Turbo does get a touch and missed. Forced to take it off his back wall. Very slow attack here from NRG. Whittling away at the Knights defense. Here's Turbo, gets the dunk. Justin's there. Gyro flips away.
Gyro had 30 boost, and he was just waiting and waiting and waiting until it was his turn, and he made a very good stop. Justin was eager to get that shot.
Here's missed. Garrett following up his touch. The Knights spending a lot of time on their half now. Can't seem to break out. Retals. This could be the opportunity. He's got Gyro. A weak touch to the NRG wall. Coming up on a minute. One goal separates these two teams at the moment. Garrett trying to tie it up, but miss bumps him over and he goes too high.
Well-positioned challenge from Retals to get that dunk. Now full boost. What's he going to do with it?
Trying to do it himself, and Retals almost does it in front of NRG. Too panicked from Garrett and Turbo, and Justin takes it away. Time's running out for NRG. The touch for Turbopolsa. He did get a touch, but didn't really look like it went anywhere. Missed. Over to Retals and a good two-touch clear out. But right back out. NRG so good at blocking down the Knights. And the Knights do really rely on big clears to space, and NRG are just not giving it to them right now. Everything is contested. And another great clear from NRG. This one comes right back to Russian. He's got full boost now. Takes it into an air dribble. Tries to get past Mist. Can't do it. 15 seconds left for NRG. Mist with no boost. Forced to go back into his corner. Here's Justin. Retals just trying to kill this game at this point, but nobody's got boost on the Pittsburgh Knights side.
Mist just picked up the corner boost. Has to go for a good challenge.
This is it. Justin from his corner. Garrett pops this one up, trying to get the dunk on. Retals can't do it. Turbopolsa's got to keep it up at this point. He's got to go up this wall. Flicks it up, can't get it again, and Knights put NRG on match point with a single goal in Game 3.
And that single goal, a result of the demo from Mist on Turbo. That's all it took.
And that's how close these two teams are at this point. Just that single play really shows in these last three games how close these teams are. That one mistake is the separation.
But Turbo, you see him, he just lost where Mist was. Didn't even try to dodge it, and Mist blasts him.
And you know the Knights are going to do it. They're going to try and set this up. And Retals puts it away. It's done perfectly by the Knights. It's drawn up just fine. And for NRG, you got to keep track of everyone on the Knights, because the second you lose them, they're going to come back and blow you up.
So Knights, one game away, doing what they do best. And we knew that this was going to be a defensive battle. These are the best defenses in the league.
Yep.
So they're coming in. They're going to be fighting it out. And now Game 4, Knights a chance to 3-1 NRG.
You really are showing the defensive struggle on both sides. It's been back and forth, and that game in particular was the best example of just NRG slowly trying to break down this Pittsburgh Knights team, locking them in, but the Knights just never let them through, and they shut out NRG. Can the Knights do it one more time against the best in North America? A 2-1 series lead over NRG, and another 5 minutes on the clock. Here's Retals. Gyro gets demoed, so the play's going to break down here for the Knights. Gyro not the best touch. Turbo picks this one up. Got options across the box. Missed. No boost. Gets past one. Garrett to clean it up. Here's Gyro. Can't get past Turbo. And two go here from the Knights. Miss. Can't put it on target. And a tough bounce here. Now Justin throws it downfield.
Trying to set up Garrett. Garrett didn't bite.
Here's Mist from his own corner. Justin. Touch goes straight into Gyro's lap, and he does get some boost here and able to break out. Going to keep control of the ball. Gets past one, and a ricochet off of Turbo leads to Justin taking this one out from his sidewall.
Justin almost mid-air pool shot Retals into that.
And he's been a little quiet in this series since, at least game 2 was his best showing, but even in game 1 it wasn't much. Justin. Across. Nobody's home. Retals just picked up full boost. Playing this one slow, and he wants to take it into an air dribble. Gets bumped away. Now Turbopolsa right back into that corner. I don't think Justin had enough to go. Turbo, open net. If Garrett can get a touch. No, Retals comes flying through.
You saw Garrett was going for the air bump on Retals. He was trying to block out the path to ball.
Still a defensive battle, and a lot of it is spent on the Knights half here. Justin gets a touch. And Retals 5 boosts. That's a tough shot to save off the crossbar. And the Knights have been bailed out by the crossbar many a time.
The Game 2 victory from NRG was because of that insanely accurate shooting. That was a chance for Justin to put one in. And that one again, another chance.
NRG hunting, but again, like you said, shooting just a bit off. And now Gyro trying to break out, looking for the bumps. He does get it, lets Retals come through. He's got no boost as well. Gyro throws it to the middle. And the Knights have been boost starved. Missed. Doesn't have much to work with either, so Gyro now with full boost. Justin trying to take a shot low. The Knights seem to be struggling to keep possession at this point. And it is that boost battle that they're losing at the moment.
Still looking for their first shot. NRG already have 5. But that has been the MO for the Knights. They still managed to stave off the goals, play defense, and now an open net for Justin.
And it's gonna go in for Justin as everyone was committed from the Knights and they couldn't get back. A 1-0 lead for NRG.
Retals was trying to get height over Garrett, but Garrett recognized that, got up in the air and got a piece of it. That challenge was the reason why NRG was able to get that goal just in a wide open net. Easy shot for him.
And NRG finally get the fruits of their labor here. Spent most of this game just trying to break the defense. And how about one more for Justin as he flies by everyone?
And this is why he has so much time behind the ball, is because he's air dribbling it all the time. That little touch. And then he was in position. If anyone was trying to make that save, there was no way that ball was going to exit the path of the net.
So a 2-goal lead now opens up for NRG, and the Knights haven't really shown us any offense here in game 4.
Still shotless.
Here's Garrett. Now Retals, but every single time there's an NRG player there to stop him up. It's been tough for them to break out of their own half at this point. Here's Retals. Doesn't get the touch. NRG patient on their attack. No need to force at this point. Wait for the mistakes to come out. They're up by 2.
Turbo. Now a chance for miss. Turbo getting back in time. Turbo has been getting aggressive ever since he's been getting demoed. He's been looking for demos himself.
Gyro air dribbling this one and does go right back to Retals. And here's an opportunity now. Retals does get a flick off the back wall. Garrett cleared away. Gyro went, so it's just missed in the backfield. Garrett waiting for the pass from Justin. It does come through in a tough angle. Garrett couldn't hit it. Now the counter's on for Retals. The bump on Turbo from Gyro doesn't really go through, and Retals there out of nowhere. NRG thought they were in the clear, and Retals takes it away.
Turbo just can't get out of harm's way. The challenge here, the ball just kicks out. Turbo was lost. Justin gets a piece of it, but Retals still gets the dunk, and this game is not over. We've seen it time and time again in these final minutes. 2-goal swings, 0-second goals. NRG, you know they're feeling the pressure.
30 seconds left. The Knights, who haven't generated much offense, are still within 1. Justin wasting that time, forcing a defender to come to him. He does get 1 to bite. He gets past 2. 15 seconds left now. NRG doing a great job of controlling this game, and it's an open back wall. Garrett's there to put it home, and NRG a 3-1 lead.
A massive challenge from Turbo here. He gets up quick, beats out Retals. Missed with 0 boost. He can't even really challenge that. He picked up a pad there, but he was mid-flip when that ball was floating towards the net. Couldn't get up in time. And Garrett that insurance goal you needed. We see a fake kickoff, but it's not going to work out for the Pittsburgh Knights.
Game 5 looming. As NRG able to control basically the entirety of this game. And they will take a second one. Game 5 between NRG and the Pittsburgh Knights.
The match of the week, living up to the name, I would say.
And it's been a back and forth battle. You look at the first game, it's a 3-1 win for the Pittsburgh Knights, a 4-2 win for NRG, and then a tough 1-0 win for Pittsburgh Knights. And then, of course, this last game now 3-1 for NRG. 12 shots to their name. Take a look at Justin's air dribble. And this one, everyone from the Knights knew what he was going to do, but he did it so quickly, and that last touch as he lifts up that dominance is what gets missed there.
You can see the slight air roll right here coming up.
Yep,
there, he
right
air
there.
rolls into it, and that gets that little bit extra push.
Yep.
And those,
off missed.
and that is how good Justin is with those slight touches, those micro touches that really do make an impact on the trajectory of the ball and how the defense is perceiving the ball coming at them. And that's why he makes so many people miss when he's challenging them. NRG looking very solid. Knights didn't have a shot. They didn't have a shot until we were in the final 2 minutes of the game.
And even then, they only generated 2. So for the Knights, that was not a normal game for the Pittsburgh Knights. That looked
But they were still
different.
in it, which is crazy.
Right.
The goal that was scored at 10 seconds after the turbo challenge, that's what put it out of reach.
They got great defense.
Yes, their defense is insane, and their ability to counterattack, to score, and to use that physical play, the bump in the back, shots that don't even look good, that shouldn't go in because they are looking for those bumps and demos on the back line.
Well, let's do it one more time. NRG and the Pittsburgh Knights in Game 5. Get things kicked off. Miss trying to start off with a goal. So that one's turned away by NRG. Here's missed again. Blown up by Garrett. And already some offense coming out from the Knights. Here's Retals across the box. Gyro is there. He puts it away, and the Knights in the lead first.
Zero hesitation from Gyro. He knows Turbo and Justin were in the corner, and Turbo's going for a challenge, but he's there anyway, just in case, and the ball does kick out, and Gyro, the reaction time to put that in.
So after not being able to generate offense in Game 4, they score first in Game 5. Here's missed. Going off the ceiling. Retals chooses to back off. Gyro will take this one off the back wall. Retals is right there. And now Miss lets it go, but it goes all the way to his own net, and Garrett takes a ride into the goal.
If he were a horse, we'd give him a saddle, Garrett. Look at this. He's right, he's right on top of him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's nothing you can do.
And here's the thing, Miss can't jump. He just gets stomped as he goes down the field. Garrett's just riding him, like you said. Wins the triple crown on that one. And Retals.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen that either. Retals gets
steal there from Garrett as well.
Gets his boost stolen, and Gyro takes this one away. Can he get a second touch? He does. And this one off the back wall. Retals still fighting for space. Missed. Comes out to Gyro. A little bit of space, and it's a little bit wide.
No boost for Garrett. He had one. Still manages to get a good clear, but he'll have to get out quick.
Off the corner, and nobody win from NRG. Here's Garrett. Now Retals. Tried to go for the bump on Turbo. Was going to let that ball come across. Retals still in the mix here. Off the back wall. Cleared away by NRG. And NRG now feeling a little bit of that pressure.
Back and forth right now. Missed. Trading clears. Justin trying to stop it out. Chance for Gyro. Puts it towards net, and Garrett will easily make that save.
Gyro being a bully in that net. Turbo didn't even react, didn't see him coming.
That's been the story. Turbo getting bumped, getting demoed. The Knights just have a cloaking device when it comes to Turbo, and that pinch.
Here's Justin. He's already up. He was floating across the field and missed. That's a tough one to get in front of, and Turbo makes him pay.
And it all started with that pinch that just launched the ball up. Justin getting the touch and missed, bumped into the crossbar. He actually jumped and hit it with his face and still almost managed to make that save.
NRG in the lead by 1, but we're not even halfway through game 5. Here's Gyro trying to keep possession with that first touch. And Retals bangs it into Gyro, and it works out. Justin gets that mid boost right as he approaches the ball. Into the midfield, Turbo receives his own pass, but dunked away by Mist, and a second touch gets past Justin now. Here's Retals. Try to put it up and over, couldn't do so, and NRG back to the Knights side.
Another quality clear from Garrett, but the bump on Justin. Now the demo opening up a counterattack opportunity. Mist trying to get downfield fast.
He picks up that boost, but touch comes out to slow things down for the Knights. Picked off by Gyro with no boost, can't follow it up. Garrett picks this one away. Justin goes up for it. Turbo waiting for it to come down in front of him. He goes. And NRG trying to lock the Knights back in.
And another key challenge from Turbo. The Ghost, or not Ghost, the Pittsburgh Knights team rather, still threatening that counterattack. Always an option. They overcommit here. Garrett is going to go for the shot. No, goes for the backward pass.
Couldn't get a hold of it. And now racing back is Garrett. Turbo there to buy some time. Gyro throws this one downfield, but there's just no one there from the Knights. Justin from the midfield line. That one's on target. Some saves forced out of the Knights. Here's Mist. As he goes up and over Turbo and almost into the net. Garrett had to clear it on the goal line.
Scary moment for NRG. Mist. And now Gyro putting the pressure on. Going for the bump. He's out of boost, but made Garrett jump.
That one did come across the box for Retals. He's going to try and take away that corner boost. Garrett with a big clear. Can Mist get back? He can. And less than a minute left. You start to think about time if you're on the Knights side. Justin can't keep it. Mist and Retals downfield. Trying to find opportunity. Mist is there. Turbo pops this one up. Gyro tried to bump it out of the way. That's 2 now from the Knights. It's just Retals back. Turbo's going to try and get past him. Pass out from Justin. 30 seconds now. Great touches here from Mist. He's got Retals. Retals trying to go for the bump on Turbo, and he almost got him.
Turbo narrowly dodging that, but the Knights not giving up, getting aggressive, going for these bumps. Can they pull it off?
15 seconds left. Game 5. Retals trying to bring this one across. Does get past one. It's just Turbo back, and he does get the clear. 5 seconds left now. Mist with no boost off the side wall. Gyros is there. Retals is up. The op's not to go, and it's going to go down for NRG. Nobody was home for the Pittsburgh Knights, and NRG. They're able to take down the Knights.
Match of the week.
Wow.
Match of the week. Going the distance, one single goal. And NRG dodges the bullet that is the Pittsburgh Knights. They have been demolishing every top North American team in their path, but NRG, they hold the line, Corelli.
Close game. Real close game here for the Knights, and credit to NRG. They controlled the Knights the most out of everyone we've seen so far.
They certainly did. G2 did have good moments of that, but they really did step up and get those key goals, get the pressure when they really needed to. And we didn't see as many demos for the Knights. And the demos that did happen, NRG was still able to cope with them for the most part. Turbo seemed to be pretty vulnerable, and NRG got scored on quite a few times when Turbo did get bumped and demoed, but still, that was a fun series to watch.
It was an incredibly fun series, and for the Knights, this is not a bad result for them. They've beaten just about everyone else. It's really tough to take down NRG, and this was a huge hurdle for NRG as well. A lot of pressure, especially after seeing what the Knights have done. That's definitely in the back of your head.
And the pressure from the Twitter conversation. I don't know if you saw the back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did?
I saw. It was juicy.
Yeah. So
it was juicy.
If you didn't, you should go check out those players: GarrettG, Mist, Retals, all those guys. Turbopolsa, Justin. I think I missed Gyro in there as well. But it was a fun Twitter conversation. You know that NRG's feeling good after that win.
Well, this one's over. It was Game 5. NRG's going to take it. We've got more North American Rocket League action coming up. It's going to be Ghost and G2. Stay with us.